Give the call to the member for Mackellar.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is for the Minister for Climate and Energy. The government's budget commitment of $2 billion for renewable hydrogen production is very welcome. However, can the minister confirm that this funding will only be used for hydrogen produced using renewable energy and not for hydrogen produced using fossil fuels?
The call to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy.
Well, thanks very much, Mr Speaker. I thank the honourable member for her question and her interest in the Hydrogen Head Start program, which is vital to Australia's future as a renewable energy powerhouse, which this government fundamentally believes in. And we also know that our green hydrogen future is fundamental to that clean energy future as a powerhouse. And I'm happy to confirm for the honourable member that the funding under the Hydrogen Head Start program is limited to hydrogen generated by renewable energy, green hydrogen. This is vital for Australia's future, and I welcome the response from the hydrogen industry. The Chief Executive—
Order.
They don't— Keep going. And I welcome the interjections from those opposite as well, Mr Speaker, because every time they do it, they say they've learnt nothing. Nothing after the last 10 years, nothing since the last election. They just still don't get it, Mr Speaker. The Chief Executive of the Australian Hydrogen Council has said this is a very welcome injection, Mr Speaker, of course. And as it happens, the World Hydrogen Summit is occurring at the moment in Holland. Just as we made this announcement, I'm advised that it has been very warmly welcomed at the World Hydrogen Summit. Now, this is so important. A few weeks ago, Mr Speaker, I released the State of Hydrogen report. It showed that Australia had the biggest potential pipeline of hydrogen investments, $300 billion. But, Mr Speaker, this was at risk, to be frank, because of policies internationally like the Inflation Reduction Act. We had to respond. And we know that the IEA has said Australia could potentially host up to a quarter of the world's hydrogen projects. Australia could host that. But again, that was at risk, so the government needed to act. Now, this is before we even get to the potential for green iron and green steel, which could unleash $65 billion by 2050, a matter that the industry minister has focused on very, very clearly, Mr Speaker. But we need the green hydrogen industry going to get the green metals industries going as well. So I'm happy to confirm for the honourable member that we are focused and limited to green hydrogen for that. I also should report to the House about our Guarantee of Origin scheme that we funded last night in the budget, $38 million, so that consumers around the world can see the carbon content of Australian hydrogen, regardless of the colour. They can see the origin and the carbon content and the antecedents of the energy which went into that hydrogen, because that is also vital for our ambitions as a hydrogen superpower.